Hello friends and welcome back to another studio vlog. So this vlog consists of a ton of craft fair prep and mainly it's bookmarks. So I came out with some new bookmark designs. The process of how I make my bookmarks is pretty long and tedious, so it took a couple of days. And of course, I started it about the week before, so I'm pretty sure I started these on a Monday. And so I have to go through printing them, cutting them all out, rounding the corners of those, laminating them, cutting them out again, rounding the corners, etc., etc. It's a long process. I was having some troubles with my laminator, and so I had to kind of troubleshoot that for a little bit. But otherwise, turned out fine. Bookmarks are one of my favorite things to make. It's just there's quite a lot of room for error because of all the different steps in between. Each time I cut them or round the corners, that's tons of room for error. And I haven't outsourced these guys because I do like making them. It just takes a long time to make them. But they are one of my favorite things to make. But then while I was making them, I was thinking about it. A lot of my craft fairs, I do sell bookmarks. I sell more of them online than I do in person. I kind of took a look at how I was displaying them because the past few, I was just really having such a hard time figuring out how to display them and making them shoppable. Because before, when I only had a couple of designs, it wasn't that big of a deal. But with the tassels, they got tangled really easily, and I could only put a couple out at a time, and I noticed people kind of struggling to look through them. So I think it was 2 days before the craft fair, so after I finished making all of them, 2 days before, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to completely redo packaging for them and come up with some kind of packaging idea. Because I was looking at different display things instead, because I was like, I can't have them display that the way I usually do, because it just doesn't work. And I really wanted to get the new ones featured, the moth ones, the mushrooms. And so while I was looking at the displays, I was like, I just need to figure out a new way to package them, because I have so many storage containers for my fairs, so it's not like that's an issue. And so looking at them, I was just like, I'm gonna figure out some kind of packaging. And so I ended up actually doing backing cards. I printed off just a pattern that I made, did backing cards, and packaged them up in cello sleeves, and it was a huge success. I saw a big boost in bookmark sales because I was actually able to put them out and people were shopping them so much easier. I noticed people actually flipping through them, not struggling, taking a long time to look at them. And so that's really rewarding because it took a super long time to actually repackage them and get them all organized and stuff. And I was a little worried, but seeing that actually pay off was so awesome, and seeing people looking through them excited, and especially the new ones with the moths, I was really, really thrilled with that. So this craft fair was the Funk and Junk Festival in Stanwood. It was Saturday, August 17th. It was so awesome. It was very, very windy because we did end up having a thunderstorm that night, and my tent did try to fly away even though it was weighted, but it's fine. Big shout out to my assistant / my mom for getting a ton of footage of our setup. I do want to eventually do a time lapse of our full setup, but she got a lot of clips of us in between and setting up all the products and stuff. And so you guys actually get a full look at my booth for this one particularly, because I ended up actually having a corner, which I wasn't anticipating, and so I kind of had to do some rearranging of what I usually do and kind of accommodating for the wind. So yeah, big shout out to Mom for those clips. You guys get to see a more in-depth view of my booth setup. It was a very amazing event. It was all official. We got little lanyards and stuff that said event vendor, and I've never had that before, so that was super cool. Yeah, overall, it was a super great event, and I really, really hope I can do that one next year because it was awesome. Coordinators were amazing, and everything went super smooth, and overall just such a great event. Big thank you to those of you who could come out and see me in person. Always so nice getting to see you guys, get to shop through products and stuff in person. It's a whole different thing than shopping online, and I really, really appreciate those of you who make the effort to come out, and those of you who shop online as well. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I'm thinking that I'm actually going to be doing studio vlogs probably every 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. I think it just depends on the content that I get get each week. Like last week we had a break with the time-lapse painting. This one I actually had too much footage, so actually I'm splitting it a bit and doing some of the videos for next week's studio vlog. Just ended up being a little too much. Thank you guys so much for all your support on YouTube and the social media and everything like that, but just YouTube all of a sudden is growing quite a bit, and one of my last studio vlogs has like 360 views, which the most I've had is 150, so that's kind of crazy, but I'm really excited and I'm really glad that you guys enjoy this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please enjoy the studio vlog.